The horizon, the line where the earth seems to meet the sky, the junction of the land and the heavens. Tonight, the Dakota Rhinos, beasts of the land, their notorious and threatening ground game, rumble into Phoenix to face the Skyhawks, beast of the skies, their aerial attack, threatening to all that approach. Another definition of horizon is something that might be attained. And while these two teams both lead their divisions, the playoffs are on the horizon as well. It's primetime game night on the UFL, on the Virtual Football Network, and it starts next. Hello and a very warm welcome. My name is Michael Torillo. Happy to have your company. I've also got the company of Commissioner Cameron Irvine here in Phoenix on a glorious night in the desert here in the middle of June. Cam, we're getting down to brass tacks. Playoffs just a couple of weeks away, and here we go on a really important game. Two teams coming off a loss.
That intro deserves an award, Torillo. I'm jacked up.
Here we go. Phoenix going to start us off with Joe Tillo and his offense on the field first. He's got plenty of wideouts to aim for. Chris Andrews, Andy Sands, and tight end Matthias Sansbino, the best of the bunch, but he's going to hand the ball off to Daryl Terriant. And the first play from scrimmage as we officially meet the Skyhawks offense. Cam, what do you got about this unit?
Joe Tillo's been facing the heat, man. The Phoenix Skyhawks offense has been up and down. 3 straight losses by scoring just 10 points. They've been in every game they played over the past couple of months, but Joe Tillo has not been delivering. The Skyhawks are hoping that he can deliver tonight. They need him.
Tillo, delayed handoff back to Terriant. Really, we should be watching this Dakota defense. Now 3 Fisters on the defensive line, Mordecai, Malachi, and the brand new Menachem Fister.
Yeah, Menachem, a welcome addition to this defense, and I'm telling you, the Fisters, they're coming out of the woodwork. They're coming out of the cornfields. I don't know if they got corn in North Dakota, Torillo, but they got something up there because they got some big bodies up front on the defensive line, and they're hoping to wreak some havoc tonight.
Now 3rd and 5, low snap, delayed handoff. Great move in the backfield by Terriant, but he can't get away from the second level, and it's going to be a 3-and-out as making the tackle is Deontay Beasley. Other names to watch on this Dakota defense, Suki Padre and Rick Kuhn and A.J. Horn. And you mentioned the stop-and-go nature of this Phoenix Skyhawks, and that's kind of how the team has played. Their last 5 games, they have alternated losses and wins as the punt is away, fielded just outside the 20-yard line and taken just inside the 30. Now Dakota on offense, led by Billy Flagg, who is not only one of the top throwers in the league, he also loves to use his legs. He hands it off to brand new running back Liam Seitz as we officially meet the Dakota offense with Mike Coco and TJ Horn, other notable names wearing white and blue tonight.
And Dakota's offense has been up and down too. They're explosive. They can put up 44 against Cleveland, 41 against Austin, or they can do what they've done the last 2 weeks and combine to score 20 points in their 2 losses. These two teams, similar records, and similar issues over the last few months.
Pitch out to the near side. That's J.R. Lyons, halfback 2. Check that. Not Lyons on the catch out of the backfield. They're good for a first down anyway. Phoenix on defense, really only one notable name. That's Nick Fritchie at outside linebacker.
That was Sykes back in there, and he's had a number change to 44, and that's probably what was throwing you off. That's my fault.
It was indeed what was throwing me off. Now as we officially meet this Phoenix defense, I mean, not a ton to go over here. I mentioned Nick Fritchie, and you got to also talk about their team leader in sacks, to Michael Terrell on the defensive line.
Now, Phoenix can definitely get after teams. They have created a lot of havoc in the backfield. They've got a few fumbles returned for touchdowns. This Phoenix Skyhawks defense has put in a lot of work this season to keep games close.
Sights crushed right at the line by Nanabi Ojuka. He's now up to 2 tackles on this drive. Ojuka on the season sitting at 38 solo tackles, 67 overall with 6 sacks. Flag, pressured, escapes the pocket somehow, but is going to come up short of the line to gain under Michael Terrell's first tackle of the contest.
Flag averaging 8.4 yards a carry, so on 3rd down and 6, it's no problem for him to take off, but Phoenix does a good job keeping him contained there. He averages about 7.5 kind of scrambles a game, I guess you could say, for positive yardage. And can't blame him for that there, but Terrell with a nice tackle by Phoenix, and all's well that ends well for the Skyhawks, who on their first drive, Trillo, was real surprised they came out with 3 straight runs.
On Billy Flag, I believe the last game that I did in the broadcast booth was the game against Cleveland, where Flag had 70 yards rushing.
Yeah, he can make it happen. Averages 63 a game, so he was right on the money back then. But, Phoenix's offense, another adjustment that they made this week, they want to spread teams out more. They have such talent at wide receiver. You're going to see them in 3 and 4 wide a lot tonight.
First pass of the game, first down of the game, a 12-yard pickup for Hakeem Mamaluna. First down for Phoenix. Joe Tillo on the season, completing his passes at 66%, 14 touchdowns, 7 interceptions for 276 and a third yards per game. Tillo, second straight pass over the middle, tight coverage, trying to get Mamaluna again. That one knocked away by the quarterback, Tim Holloway.
Yeah, and that was a little behind their intended receiver. Dakota, after their loss last week to San Jose, they said, listen, our defense looks a little slow out there, so they definitely worked on some conditioning in the off week.
Tillo for his 3rd pass in a row, only a 3-man rush, and Mamaluna is the man of the hour. 3 straight targets, 2 completions, 2. Oh no, it's incomplete. I thought he hauled that in, but Padre did just enough to put him off.
Yeah, I did too. I was just about to give him credit, but Mamaluna cannot come up with the grab, and now it's 3rd and 10.
Tillo, here's the blitz. Great pickup by the offensive line, but Tillo maybe a little bit spooked, can't hit Chris Andrews on a streak, and it's 4th and 10. So Phoenix does get a first down, but other than that, Tillo unable to connect with his receivers, and really you kind of have to put the blame multiple places, right? There was a couple bad throws like that one, and then a couple from Mamaluna that he just straight dropped.
Yeah, I think Tillo was unsure of if he wanted to hit Mamaluna or if he wanted to go deeper with Chris Andrews. The ball landed basically in between the two of them, and both offenses off to a little bit of a slow start here in the ball game.
Cam, I want to talk about where these two teams sit divisionally. Dakota has a little bit more of a cushion at 7-3, and Portland right behind them at 5-5 coming into the week. Phoenix only a half game up on Houston, 6-4, as opposed to 6-5. As we look at, here's the handoff, great run, first down of the UFL career for Liam Sitz. There's the playoff picture right there.
Yeah, and up to 25 yards for Sitz on his first 4 carries. They're trying to feed him early, and that's good. A good sign for the Rhinos, whose run game have struggled. But yeah, there they are, right in the top 4. They're not necessarily considered an elite company in the West, as San Diego has now improved to 8-3 as well. But both teams trying to prove they can be in that elite company with a win tonight.
Flag will escape out the back door and slide for a nice couple of yards. 2 for 9 for Flag. But Phoenix really under pressure, right? Houston 6-5 a half game back, and really Austin at 5-6, not out of that Southwest Division picture yet either.
Yeah, that whole Southwest Division has been on a tear recently. Even El Paso at 4-7 has won 4 of their last 6 games. It's run by Sitz right there.
Yes, Dietz really shifty in between the tackles, brings up 3rd and 2. What is it about sim football and Southwest divisions that just create fantastic storylines?
I don't know, man, but Phoenix is making it a little bit more of a drama show than maybe they'd like to, as Seitz gets another carry, but he's going to come up short, Torillo. I'm telling you, Phoenix is they're just waiting to pounce on this guy.
Jamario Bennett on the tackle for the Skyhawks. So each team has 1 first down so far in a very defensive contest. You noted at the top that the last couple of losses for Phoenix, they only scored 10 points. Dakota's offense has struggled as well over the last couple games. We could be looking at an old-time defensive boxing match here in Phoenix this evening. Second punt upcoming for Dakota. That's not a great one. Shanked off the outside of the foot of Zach Wesley. And it'll be Phoenix with decent field position on 1st and 10.
That was a 19-yard punt. My sister could punt a ball 19 yards. That was not good.
I think in our flag football game last convention, I punted a ball further than that.
I think yours went longer than 19 yards.
From the 35, Tillo back to pass. Little check down over the middle. That pass is complete to Matthias Sansbino, the tight end, on a late TE drag, complete for 5 yards.
And Sansbino's a guy that they want to get going, Torillo. Just 20 yards in his first 5 games, 267 yards and no touchdowns. He's got a lot of talent.
Tillo stands in to the corner, caught right at the 50. First down catch by Chris Andrews. That's his first reception of the game. I'd like to see Phoenix try and balance the offense out a little bit more. They tried 3 straight runs on their first drive with Tariant, and they haven't touched the run game since. 1st and 10 right at the stripe. That time, a nice little seam route complete to the 40. 11 yards and a first down. That pass caught by Andy Sands. All of the star players for Phoenix getting involved right now.
Yeah, and this is what Phoenix wanted to see. This is what they've been struggling to do, getting Andrews, Sands, and Sansbino the football. And Tillo right now is making quick decisions, and he's hitting all of his weapons.
Here's the handoff. What a move! Running free, Tariant inside the 5, pushed out at the 4.
Man, they were saving him up, Torillo. He hadn't had a run since that opening drive. He almost scored as he gets rid of multiple Rhinos on that run. That was pretty, and that will open things up for the Skyhawks for sure. Oh, wow.
Oh, look at that. Making Leon Bostic look absolutely silly.
Ready to break.
Bostic looked like he was on a conveyor belt at the airport, just flying down the luggage chute.
Check down, Tariant. Nothing on that one. 2nd down and goal. And with points potentially at a premium tonight, it's important to convert anytime you get down into these areas of the field.
Suki gets up and shoves Tariant. After the, are we going to get a look at it? I don't think we're going to get a look. You can see the double team on Mordecai Pfister up front. They're going to be a problem, and I agree with you, Torillo. You know, red zone offense, a hot topic of conversation in the UFL. It's tough to convert down here.
Tillo, time to throw. Back of the end zone and out of the back of the end zone. He had Mamalunga again, but it's 3rd and goal.
Let's go. 50, plant.
Yeah, it's tough play to swallow there because you didn't make it 3rd manageable. Now you got to get them all here.
Draw blown up by Pfister. Malachi says, absolutely not. Eat my shoulder pads, good sir. 4th down and goal.
He's going to be eating all night long if he's got to eat those shoulder pads. That That's just a great play. And listen, a draw against maybe any other team in that situation might be interesting, but Dakota up front is one of the best teams in the league. Phoenix not fooling anybody, and a tough break for the Skyhawks there.
This will be a chip shot field goal attempt for Zach Anderson. It is up. It is good, and Phoenix strikes first. It's 3-0, and your first You Go numbers go off the board, 28-3. We're taking advantage of some good field position there. A nice drive by Phoenix.
Yeah, when Charles Doherty was here at VFN headquarters, he didn't really know anything about bingo. And he said probably 2 minutes before the broadcast, he said, "Can I call out the numbers?" And I said, "Sure, that's fine."
Oh, that's where that started.
Every second of it. He loved it. And we got off the air and he said, "That was so much fun." And, you never know. We're bringing bingo back, people. This is its renaissance right here on the channel.
That's how you know Charles is getting up there a bit. He enjoys his bingo.
Well, what does that say about me? Hey, Torillo.
Just past the 20 for lateral Holiday. And Dakota now staring down a 3-0 hole. Do you think the Rhinos adjust to try and go to the air more? Or do you think they keep this slow, grinding play style that they're becoming known for in the UFL?
Yeah, Dakota wants to see more of that downfield passing. They're 4th worst in the league in yards per pass at 7.6. They, like Phoenix, want to open the game up a little more and air it out when they do pass. But if Seitz is going to average 5 yards a carry, it's hard to stop giving him the football.
It's got to be fun running ahead of this offensive line, right? Keyshawn Maxwell, Cody Leachman, Lakeith Gray, Nikizion Moore, and TJ Beckwith just moving bodies in front. They didn't move that one, though. Myron Holiday makes a great one-on-one tackle in the B gap, and it's 3rd and 2.
Dakota averages 5.6 yards a carry. That's 4th best in the league. But Phoenix has the 7th best run defense in the league. So a battle of two strengths here tonight.
That's the end of the first quarter. It's a low-scoring slugfest in the desert. It's Phoenix 3, Dakota nothing. This is the UFL on the Virtual Football Network.
Come on, set, 30 base.
Michael Torillo and the Commissioner, Cameron Irvine, live in primetime on VFN. 3rd and 2 for Dakota. And Seitz squeaks through just ahead of the arm tackle of the defensive lineman to pick up a first down for Dakota.
And even though they're averaging 5.6 yards a carry on the season, they have been struggling since the departure of Lorenzo Snow. Lorenzo Snow averaged 5 yards a carry in his first 8 games, but in the last 2, Jared Jefferson was averaging 3.7. That's why he was released, and they brought in Seitz here tonight to try to give a spark to the offense.
Flag gonna try and think about going to the air. He thinks better of it and tries to get to the corner, and he's knocked down by Terrell. And it's 2nd down and 8. And I think sometimes Billy Flagg can be a little bit too run happy when his first read isn't there.
He's a thing for the dramatics, Torillo.
Tight end goes in motion. That's Tremaine Williams going left to right. They'll run it up the gut with some tight end help, but not a lot of help there on the offensive side. 3rd down and 6, now passing down for Dakota.
Dakota is a fun team to watch, man. They really can bruise you on both sides of the line, but this is where they need to improve. 3rd and 6.
Flag against extra pressure finds the open man right at midfield. Monte Harris, first down, Rhinos.
Flag is 2 for 2. I thought he had more passes than that. That's crazy. 10 minutes to go in the 2nd quarter, but he's holding steady, and that's it. That's just a perfect play right there. A little curl route in one-on-one coverage, and Harris makes Ajuka think maybe he's going deep and gets a little cushion, gets the first down.
Are we going to see a Joe Francis-esque performance in that Denver game a couple months ago? 10 for 10. That time a rush comes off the edge. Great awareness to get the check down to Seitz for 9 yards.
Seitz is really playing well in the passing game, too. That's a couple now that he's taken upfield for good yardage. And, yeah, Billy Flagg, that could have been a disaster in the backfield, but instead it's 2nd and 1.
2nd and 1, Prime Sights territory, but it's going to be play action, and flag goes around the edge, and I don't think he's going to get there, and in fact, he fumbles the ball. It's picked up by Ojuka, and he's going to get all the way to the house. What a swing of the pendulum. Skyhawks defensive touchdown.
Phoenix has been all over Billy Flagg on that scramble for most of the night. We're not going to get a look here to see if he was actually down. It was pretty close, Torillo. We see a lot of these overturned once you see the review, but you want to let the play out. Oh, the ball's out. That ball was That ball was stripped out by Adavian Sparks, and that's going to stand. Ojuka with the touchdown. What a huge play.
Second forced fumble of the season for Sparks. And it is 10-0 Skyhawks, just like that.
And
Ojuka gets his 3rd takeaway of the season. He had 2 interceptions. Now he gets a fumble recovery, and he takes it all the way back for 6.
And you just hate to see that for Billy because, you know, it's part of his DNA, and he doesn't fumble a lot I mean, he's such a great runner, but Phoenix has come out ready to go defensively. This is, the first and only meeting between these two teams. Dakota may not have necessarily seen what Phoenix does against opposing running quarterbacks a lot on film, and they are all over him tonight. Dakota's going to have to change things up. I think they're going to have to air it out a little bit more, Torillo, because this slow, methodical approach against Phoenix is not working so far.
J.R. Lyons, he might be feeling a little bit hard done. He thought he might be the new RB1. Sights comes in and has looked pretty impressive. Sights in the backfield right now. He's going to get the delayed handoff, try and squeak through. He'll be run down by Holiday for just a few. It looks like Phoenix got their defensive game plan spot on.
Yeah, and what's crazy is that they've been working on the offense. So the offense has been problematic the last couple of months, and that's where their focus has been. This defense has been great.
Green pass blown up. Absolutely nothing on the edge for Dakota. The pass went to Mike Coco, and Adam Watts was right on top of him.
Yeah, this is a little bit of a frustrating first half for the Rhinos because their whole emphasis this week is let's push the ball up the field. Let's go. Let's get a little bit more juice in this passing game. And so far, Flagg is perfect, but here they are again in a 3rd down and long. Now, they did convert the last one.
3rd and 10. Flagg.
Oh!
Throws an interception at the 40, and this could be going back all the way. Inside the 10, touchdown. Adam Watts. A tackle on one play, a touchdown on the other, and this has gone from defensive slugfest to Skyhawks blowout.
Yikes, from 40 yards away. That's a terrific play by Watts. You can see it looked like Coco was coming in on an in route, and maybe Billy Flagg just threw it a little too early. You got to let that route mature and develop. He could have taken the underneath route. Phoenix has Dakota all kinds of discombobulated right now, and for Watts, that's his 8th interception. The entire team has 7 other than him, so Watts is definitely the guy you don't want to mess with. He messed with him there, and well, he didn't get the horn, Torillo, because that's Dakota's thing, but I guess he got the claw.
They say don't mess with Texas is the saying, but Phoenix is certainly messing with all the Texas teams in their division right now. A win tonight would secure them first place in the Southwest for at least another week.
Yeah, there's a lot of Houston and Austin and El Paso fans out there saying, man, we just need them to keep falling apart. They're not falling apart tonight in front of their home fans in prime time. This is not a situation that Phoenix has been familiar with this season, and the home fans are loving it. They're loud. They're ready for this one tonight.
17-0 Skyhawks, and nothing that Dakota has tried has really worked. They've tried going to the ground, and really the A and B gaps have been all stuffed up except for a couple of runs by Seitz. They've tried going to the air, an interception return for a touchdown, and then they tried Billy Flagg running. He fumbled the ball. That was returned for a touchdown, and all that adds up to a 17-0 Phoenix lead here early in this second quarter. Play action Flagg trying to maybe get it all back with ones, and he's going to go down. Can't even escape the pocket as he gets run down for a sack.
Good Lord, man. I mean, it's just nothing is working. Look, oh man, the defensive end just throws away the right tackle. And I want to make a note, Phoenix, this is their second home primetime game. They lost to Los Angeles 15-10 the last time they were in this spot. They already have more points than they had all their last game in primetime. This is a total flip of the script.
Well, you look at Los Angeles, right? They're one of the top teams in the UFL. There's a run to try and get some of those yards back, make it 3rd down and 12. LA leading the Pacific Division at 8-3, but San Diego with a win earlier tonight right on their heels. 3rd and 12, play action. Just a 4-man rush. Flagg gonna go way deep, and it's incomplete. Looking for Coco. Broken up by Jared Beasley.
Yeah, you can't really blame Flagg on that one. I mean, he's got one-on-one coverage deep. He throws a great deep ball. You got to catch that. I mean, that ball, when Coco turns around, he's got it.
Oh, he's right there.
In his hands, he dropped it. I don't know if Beasley got a finger on it or not, Torillo, but, I mean, you got to catch that. That's a drop from Coco, and nothing's going right for Dakota right now.
Both teams with the case of the dropsies a little bit. I mean, Phoenix, with their shorter passes, has had more success. It almost feels like Dakota's run, and oh no, we're in 3rd and long. We got to throw a deep ball. Maybe getting 1st and 2nd down going would be important for Dakota, but they're going to have to sit back and hope their defense forces another 3 and out here. It's been so long since the Skyhawks offense has been on the field. The last time Joe Tillo touched the ball, they were up 3-0. Down the middle, what a catch, right in the bread basket of Andy Sands all the way to midfield.
Man, Phoenix is saying that more of that. Andy Sands and Chris Andrews on the outside have been pretty quiet. Maluna leads this team in receptions actually with 52, Andrews with 43, and then Sands in 5 games with just 19. So Phoenix is executing on the game plan. Maybe Dakota not so much. How about Padre way down the field making a tackle? Such a versatile linebacker.
Tillo alone in the gun with 5 wide on 1st and 10 for the 50. Corner blitz, they throw the other way. Maluna can't come up with it, or he does come up with it, 2nd down and 5 as he tapped the toes before falling out of bounds.
7 for 11 for Tillo. He's got to like that. No picks. Everything's looking up for Phoenix.
Bunch formation on the near side, 7 in the box for Dakota. They'll pitch it strong side to Terrians, and he will be tackled for no gain on the play by Kuhn. The one division in the West we haven't talked about yet, Cam, is that Canyon division, and that's the haves and the have-nots division. Salt Lake and Vegas both at 9-2, Albuquerque and Denver at 4-7 and 2-9 respectively. Tillo, great breakup on the outside, and that pass goes nowhere. Bostic breaks it up, and it's 4th down.
Yeah, Dakota really needed that. That was an excellent, just get the hand in the cookie jar. Chris Andrews trying to box him out. I mean, that's perfect defense. You don't want to hit him too late. Just knock the ball away. Dakota, I think, relieved Torillo that they don't give up any more points on that drive.
They're not quite in field goal range, but if this punt by Brandon Allen is good, they'll be really deep in field position. They're thrown 14-yard line. Check that pass was deflected by Deontay Beasley on the last play, not Bostic. My apology.
And going back
now,
to
it's got to happen now for Dakota to get some momentum going into the half, you feel.
Yeah, going back to that Canyon division real quick. Vegas, because they trail Salt Lake in the tiebreak, or the 5 seed, they'd be on the road in the first round even though they have the same record.
Nice catch by Coco on a deep cross. 15 yards on that one.
Plenty of time in this game, Mike. 4:31 to go in the first half. I mean, nothing has gone well for Dakota, but it's not like this game is over or out of reach. They just got to start putting it together one piece at a time. Good grab by Coco, right on his own friendly sideline.
And when Dakota's offense has shown up in games this season, they've looked like maybe one of the best offensive teams in the league. 43 against El Paso, 41 against Austin, 44 against Cleveland. It just hasn't been consistent enough.
Yeah, 6th overall in the league in scoring at 26.2. So more often than not, they can put up points in bunches. This is more of what we've seen over the last couple of weeks, unfortunately for them.
Down 17-0, 2nd down and 9. Flag, airs it out, caught near the 50. As here comes Dakota. 2 nice out routes on this drive. 1 to Coco, 1 to Nixon.
And all things considered, Billy Flagg now 6 of 8. The 1 interception is obviously glaring, but he is making connections mostly down the field and spreading the ball out evenly. One guy we haven't heard from yet tonight is the tight end, TJ Horn. They got to get him more involved.
Right there, 54 Mike. Who that?
Look out.
Play action, look out. Pressure coming, and down goes Flagg. That backside blitz works to perfection. 2nd sack on the night for a Davian Sparks.
And he was the one that forced the fumble too, that resulted in the Phoenix touchdown. It's easy to think, well, Phoenix has been totally outplaying Dakota's offense. Well, it's more Phoenix's defense. We still don't have an offensive touchdown in the first half, Darrell. It's just it's the pick 6 and the fumble 6 for Phoenix that has gotten us to this point. So Dakota's just got to clean a few things up here.
2nd down to the South Dakota Prairie. That pass is incomplete, trying to get some of it back over the middle. Now 3rd down and 17.
The 3rd and longs, they're just making it harder on Dakota in the first half. Just relentless by the Skyhawks, forcing them in this situation. Blitz.
Oh, blitz, deep shot, 1-on-1. Oh, what a catch! Oh, my goodness! Eddie Watson climbs the ladder and comes down with it.
Watson, the 4th receiver on the depth chart. He's on the outside here, and Billy Flagg trusts him. Put up a prayer and go up and get it. I mean, that's an impressive play by a guy that's not known in this offense. Watson with just 2 catches this season for 43 yards.
Watson out jumps Nash Blake as we go to the 2-minute warning. How crucial could that catch be in the grand scheme of things? Can Dakota get some momentum going into the halftime? This is the UFL on the Virtual Football Network. Just outside the red zone, play action, delayed blitz. Flag goes right where that blitz came from and finds an open receiver inside the 5 to Mario Nixon. Sets up the Rhinos.
Yeah, you feel like this has to be TJ Horn time. He's been quiet, but Dakota they need something here. Even if it's just a field goal, I don't think that's bad, Tarillo, but what they can't do is turn the ball over. They just need points here to silence the crowd. Nixon's had a nice drive.
I'd like to see maybe some trust sites, maybe try and get him his first career touchdown. He is sidecar right. They will go to the air. Flag. Back of the end zone, wide open. It's TJ Horn right on cue. And Dakota's back in the ball game.
Horn's 5th touchdown of the season. He leads the team. He had the game winner against Minnesota. I mean, it doesn't get more wide open than that. I think he made it a little bit more difficult than he had to with the one hand. But that was a zipper from Billy Flagg. Dakota, finally, there you go. They're back in it.
be down 10 with a minute and a half to go in this first half. And you talk about things from the Dakota perspective right now. You'd like a stop, as Phoenix will go into their 2-minute offense with 3 timeouts.
8-play, 85-yard drive. Dakota didn't need any timeouts. They kept their composure. Wasn't it 3rd and 17, Torillo, that they converted?
Yep, that was before the 40-plus yard completion to Mario Nixon.
Yeah.
Correction, to Eddie Watson.
So that 3rd and 17 gives them a little bit of momentum, gives them a little bit of juice. They complete that moon ball to Watson, and all of a sudden momentum starts to run downhill, and Dakota's able to punch it into the end zone for Billy Flagg. That was touchdown number 14 on the season. That one had to feel good.
For Phoenix, right, yes, they've gotten the short passing game going a little bit, but you don't really feel comfortable in this position with the majority of your points coming on defensive takeaways.
Yeah, the problem for Phoenix is that they just have the 3 points offensively, and while they haven't played a poor offensive first half, Dakota, for all that went wrong, they got to feel pretty okay about where they are right now, because Phoenix's offense really hasn't shown them much. That could give Dakota an opportunity here.
2 in the backfield along with Tillo. He'll drop to pass. He'll check it down to the near side. Cody Charles, the fullback, will pick up a few.
Nicely done to get out of bounds. You're not going to call your timeouts that early in the drive, especially inside your own 30. You don't want to give Dakota the ball back, so getting out of bounds there really helps the drive.
I believe first catch of the season for the fullback Charles. Tillo, a laser beam over the middle, caught by Sands, fumbled after the catch, but it's picked up by the Skyhawks. Nervy moments for the orange and blue here.
But if that stands, Torillo, it's going to be 3rd down. It was a 1st down, but Sands fumbles the ball, and where it was recovered, the 1st down was at the 34-yard line, or maybe it was the 32. I don't know. He looked down to me.
Picked up by an offensive lineman. 3rd and 1 now, and they're going to review it. Keep an eye on Green Gridiron's social media, presenting soon the next 8 teams in the collaboration with the UFL that will bring all 32 teams to life with full-size helmet replicas. Ooh, and you don't really get a good view. Was his arm down before the ball came out there?
And I think the fumble may have occurred because Mordecai Pfister came over the top and whacked him in the head with his leg.
No, 1st and 10.
Yeah,
1st and 10, no fumble. Wow, that's a big get for Phoenix. Tillo steps up. Great clean pocket, but he throws the ball into no man's land. 2nd and 10. At Green Gridiron helmets are the first way that the UFL is bringing these teams to life. They make it real, and so do you. For more information about all the amazing products Green Gridiron has to offer, visit greengridiron.com. 2nd down and 10. And the corner route. That one's caught, tiptoeing the sidelines for a 1st down. That's Sands again. Andy Sands has been the favorite target for Joe Tillo in this first half, and they're going to review it again to see if he was in bounds.
Well, that gives me an opportunity to tell you that I've been informed that on Monday, the next 8 Green Gridiron helmets are being delivered to UFL co-founder CJ Zilligan, so you can expect more content coming out on all that in the coming week.
You want to follow the UFL on Instagram as well. That's where you get all the latest updates, from score recaps to other things going on around the league, like those Green Gridiron helmets and eventually merch. It's coming, folks. Don't go anywhere. 1st and 10 after the catch. Tillo, man at his face, goes for the check down option. Panzapino does his best Olympic diver attempt to try and bring that in. He does get 1 yard out of it.
The apparel reveal, Torillo, is like George R.R. Martin. The dragons are coming. Don't worry. They're coming.
The winds of winter will be released eventually, don't worry. 2nd and 9. Check down out of the backfield to Tariant. He's going to get to midfield, bring up 3rd down, but crucially, he was tackled in bounds. No timeouts used. The clock runs under 50 seconds.
Dakota can get a stop here. They can use a timeout to get something else going in the final 40 seconds.
Delayed blitz by the linebackers. Great pickup. Tillo going long. What a catch! Along the sideline. It's Andy Sands again.
He's been the difference maker on this offense in the first half, Torillo. This is a beautiful ball, but if Sands doesn't stop and tap the feet, that ball sails out of bounds. Sands makes that play for his quarterback. What a throw.
And that sets up Phoenix in scoring position. Still 3 timeouts that have done a good job getting out of bounds on this drive on all but one play. 1st and 10 now, 33 seconds to go. Tillo going aggressive, looking down the field, overthrows Sands. He had him on a crosser, and it's incomplete.
29 seconds left, 3 timeouts. The whole field is open. Phoenix is going to use 2 timeouts on their next 2 plays in the field of play, so you can do whatever you want here.
Tillo throws it deep at the goal line. Touchdown! He had his feet in the end zone. Matthias Sansbino is all alone. Sands the Dakota defense, and he puts the Phoenix offense in the end zone for the first time tonight.
His first career touchdown, Torillo, and what a touchdown it was, holding on while Holloway drags him out of the end zone. That was close. I do think that he scored, but Phoenix answers Dakota's touchdown with one of their own, a definitive response that they are not just going to lay down here tonight.
A 2-minute masterclass, Cam. 1:50 seconds on the drive, no timeouts used, 75 yards and a touchdown.
As the co-founder of the UFL, you love to see, because it is one of the most difficult things to execute, right? When do you take those timeouts? What plays do you call to try to get your receivers out of bounds? When do you make the calls? In what moments do you make the calls? When do you go for the end zone? When do you not? There's so many different factors. Phoenix with a chef's kiss job just before the end of the first half. What a huge drive.
They say football can't be art. I disagree.
Everything.
Now Dakota has 20 seconds and 3 timeouts, and if you're the Rhinos, who do get the ball at the start of the second half, maybe you just try and kneel this out and recoup in the locker room.
Because, well, they brought it out to the 21. The safe zone, the give-up zone is inside the 20. So I would expect maybe Dakota try something here.
Flag, throws far side, caught out of bounds. 4 seconds come off the clock, but only 4 yards gain.
Yeah, now at the 25, they're definitely out of the give-up zone. So Dakota wants to push it. They have all 3 timeouts. They probably need to get something going up the field to help them out. Nixon, another catch in the first half.
Right at the 25 here. 16 seconds to go in the first half. Dakota down 24-7. Needs something here. Flag goes short, middle, caught at the 31. First down, timeout, 11 seconds.
Yeah, Dakota probably, if they get 15 yards on their next 2 plays, 15 to 20 yards, they could get a field goal here before the break, make it a 14-point game, and you're right in this thing. So I think Dakota's doing all the right things here. You just have to execute.
Easier said than done against this Phoenix defense that has been a monster. That might be a hold, and it doesn't look like it's gonna matter, because Billy Flagg goes down anyway.
5
seconds left. This will be the last play of the first half. Ooh! He throws a pick on an out route, and that might be it! Disaster for Dakota! Jamario Bennett has the easiest touchdown-level score in his life!
I am stunned, and Torillo, I think TJ Horn is as well. He's just, he looks like he's nonchalantly kind of running around like the play is really not meant for him. What is Flag doing there? He's not seeing the field right now, and you don't have to throw that ball. There's 5 seconds left. There's no reason to throw that ball. Wow, a meltdown at the end of the second quarter by Dakota, and now it's a 24-point game.
It went from manageable at the 2-minute mark to staring down what would be one of the most miraculous comebacks we've seen at the end of the first half. 31-7 here in Phoenix. The crowd is stunned, and so are we, Cam.
Yeah, I just can't believe it. I mean, Billy Flagg has been one of the best quarterbacks in the league before this losing streak started. He was fantastic for the Rhinos, distributing the ball, taking deep shots, all this stuff. In the last 3 games, he has struggled in decision-making. He has struggled in completion percentage. The rain really messed him up against Wichita. They got to find a way to turn this around. And, yeah, 24 points, Tarillo. I think that would be the biggest comeback this season if they're able to pull that off. They have no momentum right now. I don't know how they're going to do it, Mike, but they got 24 minutes to figure it out.
Before the second half starts, we'll take 10-second station ID. This is the UFL on the Virtual Football Network.
This presentation of the UFL is intended for the private use of our audience. Any accounts or descriptions of the game without the express written consent of the league office is prohibited.
(31-7) Phoenix Skyhawks over the Dakota Rhinos as we put 12 minutes on the third quarter clock. Michael Turillo and Cameron Irvine calling the action here on UFL Prime Time. And Dakota's downfall is all of their own making because Phoenix's offense only scored 10 points in that first half. 3 defensive touchdowns for the Skyhawks.
And there you see the numbers, 11 of 15 for $129. That is not really improving on that yards per pass stat that Dakota came in looking to improve upon. Man, if your offense allows an opposing defense to score 3 touchdowns on you, I cannot think of anything else, Tarillo, that would be more demoralizing.
Not even in a game. In the first half. I don't think I've ever seen that.
Wild.
Liam Seitz playing his first SFL game. Gets run down for no yards there. Had a couple of nice runs in the first half, Seitz, but kind of got abandoned as the lead grew further and further and Billy Flagg tried to throw the ball more and more.
It's worth noting that Phoenix now is number 1 in the league, tied with Wichita and Dallas for most pick sixes this season, 5 in 11 games.
Seitz going the wrong direction there. Jared Beasley, second straight tackle for loss, 3rd down and 12.
Another 3rd and long, Mike. Dakota, this game is all about momentum, right? The game of football, all about momentum. Dakota's momentum meter is like busted at this point, but it's one play at a time. You just need to convert a 3rd down here, get that wheel turning again, just like they did on their touchdown drive.
They'll try and set up the screen to Seitz. He gets a block and then dodges out of bounds. Didn't want anything to do with Cameron Looters, the 6-foot-tall, 259-pound defensive tackle, and it'll be 4th and 5.
And right in front of his head coach, too. Right in front of Kendall Roberts. He ducks out of bounds instead of fighting for yardage. That's an easy way to get benched.
That's a rookie mistake. And a great punt, though, by the Rhinos. Zach Wesley puts it inside the 10. I don't know, maybe a safety is what Dakota needs at this point.
Let's get some more defensive points on the board.
We might be breaking records here tonight.
No kidding.
Please like and comment on this video to help the UFL reach more people as we round the back 9 of the regular season. The race for the playoffs is about to heat up, and we want everyone to see what we're building. Thank you for your continued support of the inaugural UFL season. I'll tell you who's going to get plenty of touches in the second half. It's Darrell Terriant and maybe even Shamel Wells and Jamal Fillman, the running backs for the Skyhawks.
This is the second game this season that Phoenix has 2 pick sixes. Dallas is the only other team that's done that this season, just a note from our stat check.
And what game was that? Dallas had 2 pick sixes?
Dallas did it twice.
Wow.
Once against Cleveland and once against Montana, both on the road. Phoenix did it against Portland on March 27th here at home.
3rd and 5. Phoenix trying to avoid going 3 and out. Joe Tillo. He throws a pick at the 20. No way! It's the 3rd pick six of the night. The first by Dakota. Lakeith Gray touchdown. What is happening?
And that's just Dakota's second interception return for a touchdown this season. And we have 4 defensive touchdowns in this ball game. And, you know, we've been talking all night, Tarillo, about, well, hey, the offense needs to get him back in it. Maybe it was Dakota's defense all along to help Dakota get back in this football game. Wow, stealing it away from Tillo, and now they're going to go for 2 to try to make it a 2-score game.
And off sights, can he put his first UFL points on the board? No, he cannot. The Skyhawks retain some of their dignity, and it's the old palindrome score, 31-13, with 9:22 to go in the 3rd.
Well,
what is happening? Every time I come on and do one of these games, madness breaks out.
That was something. That was unbelievable. I mean, I don't hate the 2-point try there. I mean, if you have an opportunity to make it a 2-score game with 9:22 to go in the 3rd, after all that's gone wrong, I mean, you definitely take it. It was a 19-yard interception return for a score. So we're up to 14 called numbers. But maybe, just maybe, Tarillo, the UFL is just awesome every game, and that's why every game you call is awesome.
That is true, although I did watch the San Diego-San Jose game earlier today.
No, that didn't happen.
I mean, credit to San Diego, they took care of business.
Oh, man, did they ever. I mean, the Wildcats, that was one of the most exciting adjustments of the season, where they you know, the team noticed that their top tight end only has 17 grabs in 10 games. Get him involved. First drive of the game, he scores a touchdown. Awesome stuff.
Joe Tillo, time to read a novel in the pocket, and now the Fisters are going to knock the book out of his hand all the way back at the 10-yard line. Mordecai gets his 2nd sack of the night.
Mordecai says, your book is overdue. Please return. Fister with the takedown. You looking down the field. I had Chris Andrews wide open, but he did get covered up at the end. Sands was open at the bottom of the screen. I don't know what Tillo's looking at. I don't know if he was trying to get it all back in one chunk down the field, but that is inexcusable quarterback play there, Tarillo. I mean, he had Sands and Andrews open in the flat. You just got to take the easy stuff sometimes.
And really, the Fisters, Menachem, Mordecai, and Malachi have been mostly quiet tonight. Only 2 sacks. Tillo, check down, almost picked off again. You got to be careful with that. 3rd down and 24.
I really thought he was going to take it all the way back. Man, Phoenix is frustrating because they're up by 18, and it doesn't feel like their lead is safe.
Tillo, 3rd and 24, has to go the safe route. Nice move by Terriance, but he can't really get close to the line of scrimmage. And Dakota's defense holds again and gives them another chance to chip into this lead.
Yeah, at least you don't take a sack there. You give some room to your punter. It's a really nice move from Terrian. Another whiffed tackle. That's the 2nd one tonight where Trey Montgomery's been put on a milk carton. But Padre cleans it up and helps Dakota's defense get off the field.
Yep. We've been talking about the West all night. I want to show some love to the Eastern Conference, right? Atlantic Division, Miami, pretty much in control at 7-4. Charlotte losing earlier this week doesn't really help their cause. New Orleans winning this week does help theirs. St. Louis and Dallas are lockstep at the top of the Central, both at 8-3. In the Great Lakes Division, Milwaukee 6-5, Cincy 6-5, Motor City 5-6, Chicago out of it at 2-9, but that's a 3-horse race there. In the Metro, it's Rochester at 7-4, New York at 6-5, Washington 4-6, Cleveland at 3-4. As we look at the Week 12 playoff position in the East. Billy Flagg wide open on a curl route out into Skyhawks territory. Another completion to Mike Coco. But Cam, your thoughts on the current state of the Eastern Conference?
Yeah, I think the most interesting race right now is what's going on in the Central Division. St. Louis and Dallas, both 8-3. They're both tied, or they both split the season series. They've already played each other twice. Very similar situation in the West, where one of them's going to get home field advantage. The other one's got to go on the road in the first round. And Cincinnati, 5 straight losses. They got to stop the bleeding.
And off Sights on the first play of this set of downs, picks up 3 off the left-hand hash. Yeah, I mean, for the first time all season, right, we have a leader in the Great Lakes Division that's not Cincinnati. Milwaukee has leapfrogged them.
Yeah, the Stags have been playing great on the backs of Mike Churchill.
Oh, nice draw, but Sights, maybe a little bit rookie mistake there, didn't wait for that block to develop. The center, Lakeith Gray, had got a great block, sealed up the middle, and then he juked right into the defender.
For those of you just joining us, it's 10-3 Phoenix's offense over Dakota's offense.
Every other score has been defensive. Play action, flag, a strike to the 25-yard line and beyond, down to the 23. It's Coco again.
5 for 53 for Coco. Coco this season averaging 56 yards a game, so he's almost up to that average. And, you know, the Rhinos are chipping away here a little bit. Phoenix has kind of lost some of that momentum from the second half. Off that pick 6, the frustration with their offense continues.
Another move of the chains. Dakota with the momentum right now. Check down. Coco blown up. That's the second time they've tried that quick swing pass to Coco, and the second time that Adam Watts has been all over it. Watts has had a hell of a game. 3 tackles, a pick 6.
Yeah, some teams you can get away with that. Watts and Beasley on the outside are not to be trampled with. Joka as well. This is a very good, very quick secondary for the Skyhawks, and they're not going to give that up.
Flag. Back to doing what he's doing best right now. Finds Coco again near another first down. 3rd and 1 here. 5 minutes to go in the 3rd.
Lounging Academic with an interesting question. What's the biggest halftime comeback in the league this season? I'm not 100% sure, but I know it's not 24.
Sights, delayed handoff, up the middle! Ooh. He's diving! He's close! Oh, he's at the 1-yard line. He almost had his first score.
Give it to the man. 18 carries, 66 yards. Sights had it in his grasp.
Barely. I thought he was over.
Watch it pull back. I think it pulled back when his arm went down. He was down about the half-yard line. That's a actually great spot by the officials.
Inside the 1, man-on-man football. Sights has his sights set on the end zone. It's his first career touchdown and has the Dakota Rhinos revived here in the 3rd quarter.
12 unanswered. Good block right up front. And Dakota somehow, how did we get here? That was the fullback, Travis Robinson, with that great block. But, was that J.R. Lyons?
It was Lyons. I just noticed it now.
He touched it. He vultured him.
J.R. Lyons taking the points away from Sights. I apologize if Liam is out there listening to us. Either way, it's an 11-point game with plenty of time to go. Are we going to have a game here after it was 31-7?
I'm glad you got through the East. I'm glad we saved that for the 4th quarter. I mean, my goodness. Dakota, I don't know how they did. You know, that interception, that pick 6 by Tillo, I almost said Torillo, by Tillo, I think got Dakota believe. Listen, if Phoenix can do it, we can do it, right? If Phoenix can score in chunks, we can score in chunks. It gave Dakota a little bit of confidence and a little bit of juice, And, you know, they got a long way to go here, but Phoenix's offense has only put together one touchdown drive. It was a beautiful drive, but they're going to have to prove it more often in the second half that they can move the football. Pressure back on
I hadn't
Tillo.
realized how close my last name and the Phoenix quarterback's last name is to each other. Now that's all I'm going to be thinking about the whole game. So if I screw that up, that's what it's your fault. 1st and 10. Phoenix's offense needs to get something here, but Joe Tillo fires it into the ground, incomplete. 2nd and 10.
Torillo -2. Not a good pass there.
Watch tight end. 4 down, 4 down.
4 wideouts in the formation, 6 in the box. They only rush 4. Dakota almost picked it off.
That pass
My.
way out ahead of Sansbino. Tillo's got to put these passes on the money, Mike. I mean, God, frustrating for a Phoenix fan. Now they're spreading them out again here. Get something over the middle.
5 wide, nobody in the backfield. Tillo goes short, picks up his running back, Terriant. He got close to the first down, and he did pick it up.
That's a big conversion, because if you go 3 and out after Dakota puts together a touchdown drive, this crowd starts to get really nervous. Look at Terriant. He makes that first down because he gets, watch this shoulder. Boom, right there into LC Provost, the strong safety. That gives him just enough time to move the sticks.
And I'm remembering a play at the end of the first half where Liam Seitz avoided contact and ducked out of bounds. Terriant doing the exact opposite, inviting the contact and pushing for a couple more yards. Intercepted right in midfield. Tillo threw it into traffic, and it was taken away again by Dakota. Well, for the first time tonight, Cam, we have a turnover that does not immediately result in points.
Padres' second pick. This pass knocked up in the air by Deontay Beasley right into the midst of Padres. Sansbino, was a little bit of grab there. Torillo on the, Beasley may have gotten away with something there. Dakota getting a little frisky, and Billy Flagg's got good field position.
I cannot understand this game.
The Rhinos are fighting. It's still the third quarter.
Seitz feels a little bit of bad blood coming from his own sideline after he got his first touchdown ripped away from him on the last drive, 2nd and 5.
All in all, this has been a pretty good debut for Liam Seitz. I think the running game looks a little bit recharged in his presence. 83 rushing yards so far.
Play action. Great block on the far side. Flag going deep into double coverage. Oh, it was almost brought in by Coco. He had his hand on it.
Yeah, I can't really give Coco too much flack for that. I mean, that's a tough catch in double coverage. They're just lucky that didn't result in an interception, because there was a third body there as well.
3rd and 5, outside of field goal range. Got to pick this up. That's a great play. Line Coco up on the end of the line, almost like a tight end, and just flare him out over the middle.
Yeah, really nice play there. And Coco, you can kind of see, he's kind of baiting the defense. Am I going to, cut this up the field? And that's a great matchup for Coco, too. Matched up on the middle linebacker to Michael Terrell. Billy Flagg correctly recognizes the mismatch and delivers the first down.
Look at this, Cam. Empty set. We don't see Dakota do this very much, but Billy Flagg is going to take off and fumble the football, and it's picked up by the Skyhawks. A great move in the middle of the field, and he's gone! What is happening? I'm running out of metaphors! Touchdown, Phoenix!
Oh, man, we got to take another look at this. Flagg with it looked like a quarterback draw. Beautifully designed, got the first down. We'll see it on the second look. Did he?
Oh, I think that ball's out. He was laying on top of the defender.
Yeah, he was laying on top of the defender as he went to extend the football. That's close. And another
Jared
review.
Beasley with a potential back-breaking touchdown. Here's a better look at it.
Was his knee
I think
down?
it's out. I think the ball's out right.
Ooh.
Oh, that's so close. And remember, the call on the field is fumble.
That's bang, bang. I mean, that's almost simultaneous. They overturned
they take the points off the board.
Oh, my goodness.
Wow.
I did not see any evidence, Torillo, there to overturn that call. It was simultaneous.
Handoff, Seitz wrestled down. It was 2nd and inches. Now it's going to be 3rd and 3. Lunders with a big tackle. Wow, Dakota hanging on by the skin of their teeth in this second half.
Man, 3rd down
Here we
again
go.
for Dakota, and they've been pretty good on 3rd down. This is kind of their opportunity. I mean, they're like they should be the Dakota Cats with 9 lives. This is crazy.
Flag, play action, a strike to the 10. Monte Harris, his first catch of the evening. 1st and goal.
Another conversion, and by the way, our first Yugo of the night, that belongs to Kane Vasquez on the 4 corners. You don't often see that hitting as Dakota gets into the red zone.
So Cam, we have a potential here for a 14-point swing if Dakota can find the end zone. Delay the handoff, Seitz looking for the end zone, and he's down at the 1 again.
20 carries for 79 yards. The man just wants to score. Just punch it in, and they're going empty.
5 wide. Watch out for a Billy Flag QB draw here. 2nd and goal, and that's the end of the 3rd. Maybe the most eventful quarter of action we've seen in the UFL all year. It's going to be a barn burner of a 4th quarter. Don't miss it. This is the UFL on VFN. We flip ends of the field. Michael Torillo, my voice is almost gone. Cameron Irvine, I'm sure yours is as well. Flag, check down, pylon, didn't get it.
Again.
That was Seitz again.
Seitz, my boy. Come on. Boy, I feel so bad for him. In his first game in the UFL, he's been so close to getting in. But did you notice the logic changed to start the 4th quarter, Torillo? They got out of that empty 5 wide, and they went to something else. Who knows what could have happened if Dakota would have run that play on 2nd and goal from the 2, but now they're down to the 1-yard line.
3rd and goal. This might be the play of the game right here. It's Seitz. It's a score. Finally, he has his moment, and Dakota is officially back in this game. 31-26.
Unbelievable. And he dances with his quarterback, Billy Flag, in the end. Look at the push from the line of scrimmage. All 3 guys for Phoenix standing 3 yards in their end zone because Dakota's offensive front pushed them in. That was a terrific plunge from 1 yard, and now Dakota down 5 will go for 2.
How to make it a field goal game here. They went for 2 earlier, didn't get it. Flag gonna pass. Wide open corner route touched, our 2-point conversion. I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself. TJ Horn picks it up. It's a 3-point game with 11 and a half to go. It was 31-7 at halftime.
I mean, what a fantastic 2-point call, because you isolate Horn one-on-one at the top of the screen. Everyone else was short side left, and all Horn had to do was race to the pylon. Perfect play call. Dakota 21 unanswered, 11:38 to go. Unreal. I mean, Phoenix has to be stunned right now.
And you got to look at this from the Skyhawks perspective, right? The offense has gone to sleep in this second half. I think they have 2 first downs.
They haven't really had the ball all that much. I mean, that interception by Padre, Dakota's controlling tempo. You see Tillo's updated numbers. The 2 picks hurt. He's been inaccurate, 17 of 29 For $166, got to find the magic they had on that touchdown drive. Look at the total yards, 194 for Phoenix, and they're up 3.
A pitch to Terrell is the right call. He steps out of bounds, but picks up 9.5. Almost thought he got the first there. Phoenix now over 200 total yards on the night. Barely over 200 yards, and they scored 31 points.
Yeah.
Handoff. Terrell first down. Or sorry, Terriant first down.
Terriant's had a good game. I think they lean on him a little bit. He's up to 9 carries, 53 yards. He has fresh legs. They're going to try to spread him out here.
Watch the run. Watch the run.
5 wide, just 3 in the box for Dakota. Makes the right defensive call. There's the man in motion to put 4 on the near side, and they took too long. That's the first time we've seen a delay of game tonight. And I don't hate the call. Actually, I love the unbalanced 4-on-1, 5 wide set because you get a really good matchup one-on-one on the weak side. But you got to make that motion earlier in the play clock.
Yeah, Tillo's Tillo, you see it, visibly upset. Sansbino trying to calm him down. Your leader needs to stay poised here. Oh.
And he throws it incomplete, looking for Maumaluna. 2nd and 15.
Wow. You just got to relax. You're up 3. It's fine. Everything's fine as the dog stands behind the burning building. Like, you're up by 3. It's okay. Good run here.
Terriant breaking arm tackles into Dakota territory and pushed out of bounds by the last man standing back there, LC Provost.
82 yards tonight for Terriant. He averages 72 on the season. Dakota's run defense has been a topic of conversation in recent losses. They have really struggled to stop the run. They are actually worst in the league, giving up 5.6 yards a carry. And the smaller Rhinos, they're really big up front, Cirillo, but then on the back end of the defense, they got a lot of small, speedy guys. And once you get past that interior front, they've really struggled against the run.
Pillow. Great pass, and the feet come down inbounds for Chris Andrews. His first catch in quite a while.
Good route.
It's really been the Andy Sands show on offense down the field for Phoenix today, although he does not have a touchdown to show for it. Terriant is putting the team on his back right now, gets another couple. 3 on first down.
85 on 11 carries. Phoenix has to recognize that mismatch right now. 2nd and 7 with their quarterback struggling just a little bit, but they have total confidence in him.
2nd and 7. Terriant
wow.
again. Correction, that's Shamel Wells. 2nd running back on the depth chart. And he was given no help because the offensive line went out for an early steak dinner. It's 3rd down and 8 after the loss of 1. That was 4 white jerseys in the backfield.
That's a stat person's nightmare because I guarantee you they're up in the press box going, who the heck do I give that tackle to? I mean, there's like 4 of them right there.
As someone who has spent a lot of time in football press boxes, 100% guarantee. They're scrambling around in the other booth. 3rd and 8, Tillo. 2-man blitz, check down to Wells, nothing doing. Dakota makes another stand, and they're going to keep it a 1-possession game here.
Outstanding play call by Dakota. You know that Tillo is a little rattled right now, and on a huge 3rd down, they send the house, and Tillo just simply dumps it off. He doesn't, he doesn't stand in the pocket and take a hit. He's just trying to get the ball out of his hands. That works to perfection for Dakota. And that feels like a win for the Rhinos to hold them to just 3, but at least Phoenix stops the bleeding a little bit, as long as they make it, of course.
Cam, my favorite part of that last replay, as that kick is good, 34-28 with 7:56 to go, was how early Dante Beasley broke on that ball. It was before Tillo even got rid of it. He knew where that ball was going to go, and he was there to make the tackle almost immediately.
Yeah, and it goes back to what Dakota worked on earlier this week. They felt a little slow. They felt a little sluggish, like their conditioning just wasn't, where it needed to be. And so, boosting up that speed and flying around a little bit more to the football, That may have gotten him that pick six. It certainly got him the stop on that play. The blitz got home, and Tillo just had to check it down. 8 minutes to go, and it's back in Billy Flagg's hands.
For UFL schedules, standings, stats, rankings, and more, visit the league website at UFL.football and claim your player today. A couple of unclaimed players doing big things in this game. Deontay Beasley, we just mentioned. Darrell Terriant, also unclaimed on the Skyhawks side. Go get them. But you can also help your favorite team succeed by just being a fan at UFL.football, the official home of everything UFL. Billy Flagg, a chance to take the lead. He's going to run. Slide,
There
man,
you go.
slide, and he does.
Yeah, it's about time. And Cain Vasquez with his second Yugo of the night, so he gets to double up before anybody else gets one with 19 called numbers. Congrats to Cain, but congrats to Billy. Good slide there. He's had trouble with the football tonight.
2nd and 1. He'll drop to pass and hit a wide open man down the seam. There he goes. All the way for the touchdown for TJ Horn. For the first time tonight, the Rhinos take the lead. What a comeback.
Extra point pending, Mike, but wow. Tony Horn outruns everybody. He had the 2-point conversion. He's got 2 touchdowns. So he's responsible for 14 points for Dakota, which is just 7 less than Phoenix's defense. And Dakota has tied the game at 34. Got to be kidding me.
36. Oh, it is 34. I can't count. My bad.
Now it's
Kick
34.
all the way. 35-34. Would you believe this is Dakota's first lead tonight? If you're just joining us, it was 31-7 Phoenix at halftime with 3 defensive touchdowns. Cam, you and I were in podcast mode, and Dakota says, hey, we'll give you something to talk about. Watch this.
And it all goes back to that pick six that Joe Tillo threw, because it gave Dakota the idea, even the idea that they could come back in this game. When these two teams went into the locker room, Mike, this crowd was, elated. They couldn't believe how good their Phoenix Skyhawks were playing. And now all of a sudden, they have to rely on their offense that has scored 1 touchdown tonight despite 34 points on the board to go and retake the lead. It just an impressive resolve from Dakota. And you see Tillo in the second half, 5 of 11 for 33 yards. He's just got to relax.
Plenty of time left. I'd like them to see them lean on Darrell Terriant, who was really good on that last drive.
Ooh.
They do hand it off to him, but he gets crunched by Suki Padre.
I think Dakota's got the same idea, Torillo. I think Dakota is sitting there saying, I dare you to beat us with the passing game. Dare you. I dare you. And Padre shoots the gap. No one's even close to her. Makes the play, and now it's 2nd and long for Phoenix.
But before that long touchdown and the ramifications, I was about to ask, you've been at all these primetime games. Is this the most Yugo numbers ever called in one game? Because it's got to be close if it isn't. Handoff. Excellent draw for Terriant. He's going to get most of that 13 yards back. Sets up 3rd and 6.
Yeah, we're up to 20. I think it's actually our first primetime Yugo in 3 weeks. It's been tough sledding out here in primetime, but Aldmere has a Yugo as well for New York, and there's a penalty.
Oh
my gosh.
And
11 now.
11. Yep.
That
huge. Takes a lot of plays out of the playbook here for Phoenix.
Blitz again.
Throw caught. That was a low catch below the knees, but Chris Andrews bails out his quarterback and keeps the drive alive. Remember, it was a 3rd down and long conversion for Dakota that eventually sparks their lengthy comeback.
Yeah, good point, Torillo. That is an excellent, great catch by Chris Andrews. At least Tillo didn't throw it behind, because that could have been trouble, but Andrews makes a great adjustment to the football and a nice open field tackle by Rick Kuhn.
Aldmere getting a you-go just to prove the point that you don't have to be here a long time to get a you-go.
Right.
Terriant, nice run on first down off a draw.
95 yards on 14 carries. Really good night. Dakota's run defense still struggling, but it might not matter. Tillo's 2nd and 4 out of the empty.
Every time they go empty, I get a little bit nervous here. Under 5 to go. Phoenix
Blitz.
down by 1. Late blitz again, and it is dropped. Andy Sands couldn't hang on to it through contact, 3rd and 4.
Does Sands have a catch in the second half? Didn't he have 5?
I think he's got 1.
One, yeah. That was another one. Catch that ball.
Same formation, 3rd and 4. We may be in go-for-it territory if they don't get
Blitz.
this. The same blitz coming, the same route thrown, and it's incomplete.
Dakota's
That was
in his
Chillo
head.
he over-rotated and just kind of spiked it into the ground. He didn't really have anybody open either.
Before the season started, if you watch the team hype video for the Dakota Rhinos, it talks about how this team goes for it, man. They are very aggressive, hyper-aggressive on offense and defense, although over time this season offensively, they've kind of lost that identity a little bit. They've found a presence by being, winning the line of scrimmage and being rough and tough, but that defense still has a lot of aggression, and it right now has been the difference in the second half.
Dakota with a chance potentially to salt the game away here. Just over 4 to go. Billy Flagg doing his best Joe Tillo from the first half impression. A dot for 10 yards and a first down.
And you notice now, 21 of 26 for 278 yards. That's over 10 yards a pass. Dakota has found their downfield passing attack here in the second half.
Flag on play action, has a receiver. Horn again, just outrunning the defense. He had 2 whole steps on Michael Terrell.
Yeah, that's pitch and catch right there. Man, Horn really starting to get some open looks, just one-on-one on the linebacker, and even against the linebacker, look how much bigger Horn is. He is just a specimen.
Ready, set. Mike 5-4. Watch the pass.
Another first down. I'm surprised that Dakota isn't running the ball here, although they will now with the rookie, Liam Seitz. He's got his first UFL touchdown tonight after being stopped on the 1-yard line 3 times. Finally got in. 2nd and 6. Right on the midfield stripe on that beautiful Skyhawks logo. Delayed handoff, the spin. He gets driven backwards. Does Seitz, and it's 3rd and 3. Massive down coming up for the Phoenix defense.
Yeah, Phoenix will start taking timeouts under 2:40, so they're not going to take one just yet. This could be a huge stop to preserve those timeouts.
Look at how much pressure they've got in the box. They might be sent in the house. They rush 5, and a beautiful pitch and catch. Monte Harris, first down, and now the noose starts to tighten.
Flagg is on another level in this second half. He really got it together, because in the first, it's almost like the 2 quarterbacks have flipped. Tillo was great in the first half. Flagg all over the place. Couldn't buy anything. And now all of a sudden the game has really opened up for Flagg. It's tightened on Tillo. What a wacky tale of 2 halves games we've had going on.
Phoenix potentially going to start calling timeouts as another Liam Seitz run brings us to our first timeout. Still got the 2-minute warning as well.
You want to preserve as much time as you can for your offense. They're still out of field goal range right now.
Yeah, just a 1-point game here. You really want to avoid a touchdown, because a touchdown and a 2-point conversion could put it out of reach. The handoff. Go is fumbled! And look at the big man picking up the fumble. Keyshawn Moore gets on his trampoline, but somehow hangs onto the football.
That was insane. I've never seen a bigger person get launched the way that Moore got launched. Unbelievable. Phoenix could have recovered that. Oh, big 3rd and 12 here.
Flag. Caught! Coco! Another 3rd down magical completion from Billy Flagg.
Unbelievable.
Cam, I think we delayed the start of this game so long, I think I'm asleep. I must be dreaming. What is going on?
Over 400 yards now for Dakota. They were asleep in the first half, and they have done everything right in the first half, or second half.
Flag scrambling, ripped down at the 22-minute warning. Phoenix from up 31-7 to on their heels at home with the potential to drop out of the playoff hunt. This is the UFL on the Virtual Football Network. There is nothing like it in sports. Once again, Michael Torillo and Cameron Irvine coming at you on a very late night here in Primetime. Thank you so much for sticking around, especially those of you on the East Coast. Dakota trying to pad a 1-point lead with 1:55 to go. Flag play action. Great blocking up front. Back of the end zone. Not a Skyhawk in sight, and Nixon spikes the ball to potentially put the stake in the ground for the Skyhawks on Friday night.
Phoenix scored 28 points in the second quarter. Dakota has scored 35 points in this second half. Extra point pending. Just an eruption, and we talked about it at the beginning of the game. Dakota has this ability. They have scored 40-plus points again and again this season, but sometimes they fall flat. This is their 4th 40-point game of the season, and that 10-play, 83-yard drive puts them up 8. Now, no timeouts left for Phoenix, but they do have 1:51 left. They need a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. And all the Fisters are celebrating, and what may have been a night that if Dakota was at home, some of the fans would have gone home early.
I want to get your opinion on this, both as a football analyst, but also the commissioner and the AI expert here. Why did Dakota not go for 2 to potentially make it a 2-score game?
Well, that's an interesting one. Actually, it's very interesting. There are a number of scenarios in which a team will go for 2. I believe that there are 8 or 9 programmed in the game. We cannot add code. We can only adjust code. Otherwise, the game will crash. So we have to make decisions on all the different scenarios in which a team should go for 2. We literally ran out of code to put it in there. So that's why. And that's why it's still an 8-point game.
Tillo, incomplete. Another wayward pass, 2nd and 10.
Ultimately, you put the pressure on your opponent, however, by kicking that extra point. Yes, you could have ended the game, but your opponent still has to get a touchdown and a 2-point conversion with no timeouts with 1:47 left.
2nd down, Tillo, the middle, Luna bites for a 1st down, but they do fall foul of the mandatory runoff here. Tackled inbounds with no timeouts.
Getting the Yugo updated real quick. 42 added to the card.
Another throw over the middle. Another catch made. That's the 2nd running back, Shamel Wells. Everybody getting involved. Another 10 seconds comes off the clock. Just over a minute now to go.
1:10 to go. 10-second run up. Plenty of time. Phoenix is over midfield.
Tillo, corner routes. Did he get that ball in bounds? I don't think he did. No, incomplete, thrown too far out for the receiver to get his hands on. 2nd and 10.
Ernest, I'm not seeing a Yugo on your card, man. I don't think you got it. Let me know in a DM.
2nd and 10, a minute to go. Going the middle of the field and had Wells a half step ahead of the defender. Now 3rd down. It is 100% 4th down and go for it territory here.
Yeah, that was actually Sands, 6'7", and he still overthrew him. That's a tough one to swallow.
3rd and 10. Lofts it up, 1st down, inside the 30. Look at the legs churning for Sansbino. Wow. 47 seconds to go and counting. No timeouts. 10-second runoff again. 40 seconds left. At the 25, Tillo goes for it all and overthrows Sands at the goal line.
I think if you're Joe Tillo this week or anybody on Phoenix, you're playing Hugo, you're playing dailies, you're doing anything you can to boost that accuracy of Tillo. He has struggled with the accuracy tonight. That's 2 to Sands deep.
2nd and 10. Oh, here comes the rush! And it gets home! It's the 1st sack in the career of Menachem Pfister, and it may just seal the deal. 20 seconds left.
Just the 2nd sack for Dakota today.
3rd and 19. Tillo, deep shot. It's intercepted, and the Dakota Rhinos turn a first-half nightmare into a night of sweet dreams in Phoenix. They're going to survive and pull off one of the most epic comebacks in UFL history. This one will live long in the memories of those of us who were here to experience it.
And now we can officially say the largest comeback in UFL history, 31-7 at the break. Dakota scores 35 in the 4th quarter and is going to hold on, barring something insane, is going to hold on to win this game. Both teams turn the ball over 3 times, 76 points, 4 defensive touchdowns. Huh. That's a game for the ages right there.
This game had a little bit of everything, and if you're the Phoenix Skyhawks, unfortunately it had too much of everything in the second half. You talk about a comeback for the ages on one side, but it's a collapse for the ages on the other if you're Phoenix. One of the best first halves you could possibly have, and just didn't show up in the second half. They stayed in the locker room.
They ask in the chat, Trillo, crazy comeback or massive collapse? What say you? Look at those numbers.
22 points in the 4th quarter. 9 points for Phoenix in the second half. And it started great for the Skyhawks. Pick 6, fumble recovery for a touchdown. Another pick 6, but then in the second half, Dakota got it going. Will Edwards a pick 6. And here the Rhinos came all the way back. There's so many highlights, we don't have time to show them all. Almost 500 yards of total offense for Dakota. And Phoenix, we talk about their offense not being great. If you put up 34 points, you're expecting to win 9 out of 10 games where you do that. I think you got to look hard, Phoenix does, at their defense and what they did in the second half.
Well, and what's crazy is that this is the first time that Phoenix has lost a game like this. All of their losses have come in low-scoring slugfests. And when they got up 31-7, I mean, you're thinking this game is over. I mean, it's done because Phoenix's defense has been so elite. But like you said, Cirillo, in the second half, Dakota really started to figure things out. And I don't think it was 2 different schools of thought, Cirillo, because Phoenix is thinking, okay, we want to push the ball down the field and spread them out. But really what they needed in this game, in this matchup, was a little bit more of that ground game and a little bit more pressure off of Tillo. What a performance by Billy Flagg down the stretch. He deserves a ton of credit given the poor start that Flagg had. He kept his composure, and that was the difference on the field tonight.
The Dakota Rhinos, what a legendary comeback tonight. Down 31-7 at halftime. They win it unbelievably 42-34. I'm not sure you can keep your weekly recap to under 2 minutes like you normally do.
It's going to be a problem.
I think we got to give ourselves a break and get off the air here. But Cam, once again, what a terrific game. Your final thoughts on a wild night in the UFL.
I think Phoenix definitely improved on some things. Dakota definitely improved on some things. But these two teams still have some flaws. But hey, the Rhinos just a game out of first place in the West. It's going to be a finish.
My name is Michael Turillo. Cameron Irvine was alongside me in commentary. We'll see you next time for more UFL.